In the month of December, this is a month that comes with some unnecessary hype. Therefore, many decisions that we make them simply because we are in December, and kama December ikiclick, we tend to place our logic and thinking somewhere so that any decision that we make, we are trying to flow with the mood of the season. And even ukiangalia the reason as to why Christmas is there, mwenye hata tunakumbuka alizaliwa kwa major, kwa cowshed, but we have converted December to be a month of making merry. We have accepted December as a month of making all types of bad decisions. Then we are the same people who will come complaining how January is going to January 50th, January date 55, but basically it is just out of how we lived our December. So I want us to have some small thinking session. What about we do things differently this December? Because I think when we were kids, it was essential to have that unnecessary hype, because nothing was what term do I use? Nothing was an obligation to us. So it was the obligation of our parents and other people to make December feel like December. But now we are now adults. We are now adults, and now it's our obligations. We have control of what gets to happen during this December sessions. And number one suggestion for this December is understanding the forces of demand and supply and taking advantage of them. Basically, we get to compare the demand of a commodity or a service and its price. And when the demand of a commodity is so high and the supply is low, or demand being high means the supply is quite low, the price goes up. And basically it is the seller who gets to determine the price. Now, what about you think about things that will be on demand this December, and try to avoid those that you can. I'm sure it is not everything that you think that you need for this Christmas that you really need. Think about those goods and services that will be on demand. Like everyone will be going for them this December, and you avoid them because you'll have to pay crazy prices prices for them, simply because it is being sold in December. We had this notion of buying new clothes or being bought new clothes every Christmas. And is there an adult who can still be having such a mentality? You are rushing to buy new clothes for Christmas. For what? What is the purpose? Is it worth paying crazy prices just because you are buying new clothes on December? Again, if you knew you would want to wear new clothes in December, why didn't you buy them in January? Why didn't you buy them in May? Why didn't you buy them in August before we got into the festive season? If you had a plan of traveling, was there a chance of paying your ticket in advance? Was there a chance of paying for your ticket in May, in June, so that you can pay some reasonable prices? So such that is the force of demand and supply, which you can get to think about and take advantage of. The other thing, the next thing that will get into demand soon after Christmas is over, probably it is things to do with school. That is school books, school uniforms, school shoes, such. But right now, no one is in a rush to buy textbooks. No one is in a rush to buy exercise books, which means that the demand is very low. The supply is high, meaning that the price can be lower than it will be in January. Now, this is the time to buy textbooks. This is the time to buy exercise books. This is the time to buy new uniform for your kids. If at all you wanted to buy new uniforms for them, like the real the thing that I'm trying to bring out in this is taking advantage of the knowledge that you have about demand and supply. The other thing is that suggestion number 2. What if we do things that we need to do this December? Things that we need to do, not things that we should do simply because it is December. What about we enjoy Christmas, but we get to enjoy within our means? We get to enjoy Christmas, but we get to remember that soon after, in a span of 6 days, we will be in the month of January, and everything else will have changed. What about we don't spend unnecessarily simply because we are in the month of December? Spend on those things that we need to spend on, not because we are in the month of December. What about not trying to prove any point to your village mates? What about not trying to prove any point to your primary school classmates? Because this is the time we struggle so much to prove a point. You left your village and you went out to find a life somewhere else. December is here, and you try to prove a point to that man in the village who had said that you won't go far. You want to prove a point to that your primary school teacher who had called you a fairy at some point. Why can't we try and stop this thing of trying to prove a few points here and there? Because like, nobody cares. The moment that you get to realize that nobody cares about the point that you are trying to prove, I think you'll be able to live a more comfortable life. You want to prove a point that you are doing better than those guys that wenye mlikuwa mnasoma na wao. You go to extent of hiring a car so that you can create a notion that you are doing well in life. Nobody cares whether you go home on a boda, whether you go home on a bicycle, and in extreme conditions, even if you go home on a donkey cart, like, nobody should be bothered and nobody should care about it. It is good. It would be good if we change the mentality of and get the difference between being rich and being wealthy. Like, don't try to prove a point that you are rich. Instead, just know by yourself whether you are doing well or you are not doing well, and be satisfied with that. Don't struggle too much to prove a point. Do things that are necessary this Christmas. Don't do things just because we are in the Christmas session. Do that is essential. Do things to people that really matter to you. People that can come to rescue in January when you get to struggle. But don't be that person who will be getting into a club this December and nasema kila mtu apewe chenye anakunywa, and you'll be the same guy hopping from one mobile loan to another in January. It will be worse. It will be worse because you'll be remembering whatever that it is that you did in December and the situation that you will be in January, and you will fail to comprehend what happened. So why can't we do things that really matter? Try and avoid the mentality of being in December and doing things simply because it is December, simply because everyone is doing it. I have to buy expensive things. I have to buy expensive clothes simply because it's December. I have to go home driving a car simply because my mates are doing it. Now that there are some of your mates that are in the hospital, why don't you go and also get to be hospitalized? If at all we are doing these things because others are doing it. So this December, I think we can truly try to avoid having a long January by not doing things with the hype that comes with Christmas, with the hype that comes with December. But these are just my thoughts.